West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball! It's time for the excitement of American Legion Baseball, featuring the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets.
The next pitch to Baden Hartman is cracked out to deep left field. That ball is gone! A 3-run homer!
Let's go live to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good afternoon or good morning from Charleston, West Virginia, as we get ready for the championship day of the State Legion Tournament. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Spencer Dupuy. Our cameraman is Dylan Bishop, and back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Well, not even 12 hours ago was the conclusion of Berkeley Post 14's impressive 5-0 victory over Morgantown Post 2 to get them here today to take on South Charleston Post 94. Let's get into it a little bit because there is some confusion left in this bracket, as yesterday there were 4 teams remaining, that being Potomac Valley, South Charleston, Morgantown, and our Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. Now today, there are 3 teams remaining, and here's why. Because yesterday, with Morgantown, out of the 4 teams, they were the only ones technically still in that winner's bracket, and since it's double elimination, they still had to lose twice. Last night was their first loss, that 5-0 loss to Berkeley Post 14, and then South Charleston eliminated Potomac Valley with a win yesterday. So now South Charleston and Berkeley Post 14 will play this game, and the winner of this game will take on Morgantown right after this for the state championship. And here's another thing to note. Morgantown, since they host the regional next week for American Legion Baseball, already gets to be in the tournament no matter whether or not they win the state championship. Since they host, they are in automatically, which means with a win in this game, one of these teams will get to go on to the region tournament, even if they are not the state champions of West Virginia. And let's now get into it a little bit more, because these 2 teams have already played each other down here during this tournament. It was day 2 of the tournament, and it was a 2-1 win for South Charleston over Berkeley Post 14. So let's step aside now, take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, we will hear from Trip Tobin, the manager of Berkeley Post 14. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
WVU Medicine welcomes 10 new providers to our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Health Associates East. 2 hospitalists, Dr. Vamsi Amanchi and Dr. Aparna Bahara. 5 providers in emergency medicine, Dr. Douglas Binkelman, Dr. Michael McCullough, Dr. Melissa Natali, and nurse practitioners Sylvia Purdy and Leslie Purcell. And 3 specialists, Dr. William Ware, pediatrics, nurse practitioners Brittany Johnson, OBGYN, and Kristen Renzi, cardiology. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Welcome back to Sager Field here at the Welch Athletic Complex of University of Charleston as we get closer to first pitch between South Charleston Post 94 and Berkeley Post 14. Let's now hear from Trip Tobin with our coaches' interviews.
Alrighty, Trip, about 12 hours later, your team back out here for hopefully 2 games to clinch a state title. First game today. Winner gets to automatically go under the region. It's against South Charleston, the team that you guys unfortunately took one on the chin on, but today's a new day. What are you hoping to see out of your squad?
Well, I mean, they're playing with their backs against the wall since that South Charleston loss, and they've just gutted out some gritty, gutsy wins and had some grit in their gut, and I think they'll come out here today. They look they're focused. They got some sleep last night, although probably not as much as South Charleston. They slept in their own beds, but that's what happens when you come to these tournaments and you sleep in these motels. You have to resist the temptation, to hang out too late at night. And I think they did that pretty well. Bed check last night. They were all in their rooms after midnight or so once we got back and ate. So they're ready to go. They know what's at hand and what's at stake, and I think they're ready for the task.
Even after all the rain delays and the game before yours also being rain delayed, it seemed like yesterday's win was probably the most all-around win so far down here for your team. Would you attest to that?
Yeah, solid. Solid hitting, solid pitching. Performance by Boober was just what the doctor ordered for us to save enough pitching to get through a couple of games today. And, great game. We didn't have Colin. Colin's back today, so he's going to solidify that 3-hole again. And, we made a couple of little base running snafus, and then didn't get a bunt down here and there. But that's the only thing negative I can say about 7 innings of baseball. That was just exciting to watch, and just a great performance by our guys. And I think they're putting it all together and starting to gel, and at the perfect time.
Who do you guys got starting on the mound today so far?
Baden Hartman will start today, and we got Bohr and Herndon in relief, and then more than likely Myers, and depends on what happens with Herndon and Bohr in this first game. One of those guys will start the second game.
All right, anything else, Trip?
That's it. We just want to get after it, and we thank everybody at home for supporting and watching us, and all the phone calls and all the text messages and all the Facebook posts for their support, and we thank you guys for coming down.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. That was our coaches' interview with Trip Tobin. Both teams' lineups have now been announced, so let's step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we will have the starting lineups for you. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Back in 2 minutes.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay?
because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Welcome back here as the national anthem has concluded at Segra Field. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Spencer Dupuy. Our cameraman's Dylan Bishop. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini as we get into the starting lineups. First for the visiting South Charleston Post 94. Leading off for South Charleston in center field is number 3, Kyler Dixon. Batting second at first base, number 2, Damian Whitty. Batting third and pitching, number 11, Caleb Nutter. Batting fourth at third base, number 21, Jordan Mosley. Batting fifth in right field, number 1, Kyle Gill. Batting sixth at shortstop, number 8, Garrett Comer. Batting seventh in left field, number 14, Eli Schultes. Batting eighth and catching, number 9, Tyler Perdue. And batting ninth at second base, number 5, Hunter McSweeney. Now for Berkeley Post 14, leading off in left field, number 9, Connor Bailey. Batting second and pitching, number 13, Baden Hartman. Batting third at first base, number 20, Colin Reed. Batting fourth in right field, number 1, Cam Moore. Batting fifth and catching, number 4, Landon Sifford. Batting sixth at third base, number 11, Riley Bubb. Batting seventh at second base, number 2, Carson Buber. Batting eighth and shortstop, number 6, Braden Stoudemire, and batting ninth in center field, number 10, Jordan Canby. And I know you've been waiting to talk about this, Spencer, so I'll let you do it now. Colin Reed's back in the lineup today.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Hitting .544 on the summer so far. I think he's literally the best hitter. We're going through his stats. He has only struck out 4 times this whole summer. He has the most RBIs on the team, has the highest slugging percentage, is just completely the best all-around hitter on this team. And he had to go home yesterday due to a wedding, but that didn't stop him from coming back to be back here and hopefully help his Post-14 teammates win a 2023 West Virginia American Legion state title. Is also teammate Caleb Fletcher. He went home yesterday as well. His arm was burned from Thursday night, and he can't pitch anymore. And I believe in the summer he's more of a pitcher only, but during high school we saw him catch, we saw him play a little outfield from time to time. But I guess after the game last night, was talking to them, I guess Caleb texted Colin and said, "You want to leave tomorrow at 5:30 a.m.? We'll go back. We should get there in time for the game." And that they did, and that's huge to have him back in the lineup. And they did it without him yesterday, but having him is going to be a huge lift in this lineup.
Yeah, it for sure is, and it just shows the dedication that these players on Berkeley Post 14 have for one another and for the ultimate goal of hopefully winning the state championship today. But they have to win 2 games to do so, and first is South Charleston, again, due up for them. Dixon, Whitty, and Nutter as they get to go up against Baden Hartman, who we saw for the final out last night get the job done in that 5-0 win over Morgantown. Haven't really seen him a lot this summer, but we know during this regular season at Musselman High School, he was fantastic out on that mound.
Yeah, he was, and last night I think was a test to see, because obviously he hasn't pitched so much. I think once he got off the mound and he relaxed, I think they had the idea of him pitching this morning with Jason Myers keeping him for game 2. But I think, once he said, I felt comfortable last night, I think that was the key for them to say, let's pitch Baden Hartman today, see how long he can go. He has only pitched 2 innings on the season so far in 2 games. So I think it's huge.
As we get ready for first pitch here from Hartman, as it goes to Dixon inside, it misses for ball 1 as first pitch coming right here at noon.
I think having him, the ability for him to go, if he can go 3, 4, maybe even 5 or 6 innings, that would be huge for a guy that hasn't pitched but 2 innings all summer long.
Next pitch also misses high for a ball, so now a 2-0 count to Dixon. 2-0 pitch from Hartman is a soft ground ball to the right side of the infield, charging forwards the second baseman Buber. He throws it to Reed at first for out number 1.
And it's not that I think Baden Hartman hasn't had the opportunities to pitch. I just think a lot of the games that he may have pitched were those ones that got postponed or canceled due to weather. So, maybe you see him pitch a total of 7, 8, 10 innings on the season. But unfortunately, due to all those rainouts, with that kind of week and a half span, he wasn't able to even get 1 start in.
Now up to bat's Damian Whitty. First pitch to Whitty is called strike 1 from Hartman. The Hornets in the white uniforms again with the blue and red stripes across, as this one grounded foul over to the third base dugout. The count now 0-2 to Whitty. It's the jerseys that they've been winning in so far down here in this state tournament, so trying to keep that superstition alive and wear those, as South Charleston originally came in their white uniforms as well, but switched into the orange since they're the away team, as the 0-2 pitch called strike 3 as Whitty goes down looking for out number 2.
Yeah, that's a huge second out to get.
Now batting number 11, Caleb Nutter.
For Baden Hartman.
Now up to bats Caleb Nutter. Nutter going to be doing the pitching for South Charleston today. As he steps into the right-handed box, the pitch from Hartman. Nutter lets go by. It's called strike 1. A win in this game would mean that you clinch a spot in the regional tournament next week in Morgantown, as a swing and a miss at a breaking ball blown away by Nutter for strike 2.
And because Morgantown's the team awaiting, no matter what, the person that wins this game will play the PA state champion. I believe the game, I believe it's Wednesday at 4 p.m. at Dale Miller Field.
The 0-2 pitch. Hartman tried to get Nutter to chase, but he didn't go after it, so the count now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, fastball high to even the count up at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the first, still scoreless. Between post 94 and post 14 as the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, inside, caught strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts by Baden Hartman to end the inning here for South Charleston. We head to the bottom of the first after this 1-minute break. You're tuned in to American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
back as we head to the bottom of the first after Baden Hartman was wheeling and dealing, going 11 pitches, having South Charleston go 3 up, 3 down, and ending the inning with back-to-back strikeouts looking.
That's huge for his confidence, a guy that hasn't had the opportunity to pitch much this year. We're talking about it between the break. He came in and got 1 out last night in the game. So that means prior to that, if he came into this game pitching 2 innings, he pitched 1 game and 1 2/3 innings in relief, I'm presuming, at some point this summer. I'd have to go back and double-check the stats. But, I mean, for a guy coming in last night just to finish the game off after Carson Buber reached the pitch count limit, and I believe he walked a guy.
Yes, he did on 4 straight pitches.
He walked the first guy of 4 straight pitches, and then he got the final out. And for him to come in and, less than 15 pitches in the inning and 2 strikeouts, that sets the tone for post 14 in this ball game and for today. And if you're Connor Bailey, you want to get a leadoff hit here, or at least get on base.
Pitch to Bailey at the knees, called strike 1 from Caleb Nutter to start off the bottom of the first. Bailey, Hartman, Reed, the 1, 2, 3 batters in the lineup for the Hornets, as the 0-1 pitch, a line drive right back up the middle into center field, a leadoff single for Connor Bailey to start off the day for Berkeley Post 14.
And that's exactly what you wanted to do if you were Connor Bailey. And Baden Hartman coming up here second in the lineup, hitting for himself today. This is the first time we haven't seen a designated hitter for Post 14 this tournament.
Hartman steps up to the plate here against Nutter. He pops up the first pitch. It's in foul territory over to the first base side and out of play for strike 1. That one went into the picnic area in between the locker rooms and the first base bullpen. Nutter's 0-1 pitch to Hartman is high for ball 1. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first is Bailey. He takes his lead. Pitch from Nutter. Breaking ball on the inside corner. It's called strike 2 to Hartman.
That was great placement on that breaking ball there. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if Baden Hartman had to go back in the dugout before he had to pitch again.
The 1-2 pitch. It's a grounder to the shortstop. Scooping it up is Comer. He tags second, throws to first for the double play.
Obviously, you want to get on base there, but, I think pitching-wise, it might help Baden Hartman to not have to stand on base, because I don't think you get a courtesy runner for the pitcher. You might be able to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher if you don't have a DH. I'm not too certain about the area or the state tournament rules. But you don't want him standing out there on base.
Now up to bat is Colin Reed. As we mentioned, Reed not in the lineup yesterday because he was attending a wedding as the first pitch from Nutter. Called strike 1 to Reed. However, him, along with Caleb Fletcher, made the trip back to Charleston this morning as they left the Martinsburg area at 5:30 as this pitch misses. The count now 1-1.
Yeah, not even Martinsburg area. It'd be that Jefferson County area, which is going to be an extra 15-20 minutes onto their drive.
The 1-1 pitch fouled over to the first base side and back into that picnic area as the first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder all jump onto that fence to see if they could have made a play on it, but none of them do.
And I think this says a lot. We know who Colin Reed is, the baseball player. We know with his injury he was basically an assistant coach while he wasn't able to play for Washington. But
1-2 pitch is sent into left field, looking over the shoulders, Eli Schultes, and it bounces off the wall. Reed rounding first, heading to second, standing up with a 2-out double.
And he does that off of probably lack of sleep to get down here today. But what my point was going to be was, unfortunately, he's a guy that's aging out of Legion ball after this year. So he probably had that thought in his mind, too, of I didn't want my last game to be on Thursday.
Yeah, even though he just graduated high school, he is an older high school senior, which means will be above that 19U range next year. As the pitch to Moore is blooped into left field, and underneath it is Schultes. He makes the catch to end the inning. So Reed gets stranded on second. We head to the top of the second, still scoreless between South Charleston and Berkeley Post 14. You're tuned into the American Legion State Tournament right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance...
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Second for South Charleston, post 94. The 4-5-6 batters, Mosley, Gill, and Comer, due up after in the top of the first. They went 3 up, 3 down on 11 pitches, 2 strikeouts for Baden Hartman.
Yeah, we'll see what Baden Hartman could do here in the second inning. But you need him to be an innings eater today, or you'd like him to be. You have you have some pitching, but.
South Charleston, number 21, Jordan.
I thought Tripp was coming to tell us something, but I guess.
No, it looked like there was a ball right in front of us, but with the fence there, we can't help him.
Yeah, nor could I see it with our table here.
Pitch from Hartman to Mosley, misses low for ball 1 to start off the top of the second. Mosley at third base for South Charleston as the 1-0 pitch is a fastball. Called strike 1 to even up the count at 1 apiece.
Weather not too bad right now. It is hot, and it's supposed to get hotter later. There is a heat advisory once again here in Charleston.
The 1-1 pitch, check swing. Did Mosley go around? They check over to the first base umpire, who says no, so it's a 2-1 count. Yeah, right now, some clouds in the sky to block the sun for a little bit. A slight breeze here and there to keep things semi-cool as the 2-1 pitch low to Mosley for ball 3 from Hartman.
And unfortunately, we could have more storms later.
Yeah, hopefully not as yesterday.
It was an interesting day.
3-1 pitch to hold this point. Called strike 2 to make the count full. Yesterday, the first game between Potomac Valley and South Charleston was delayed by an hour because of a storm, and then the same thing happened for our game against Morgantown for Berkeley Post 14 as the payoff pitch popped up to first baseline. Reed underneath it in foul territory will make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, good there on the payoff pitch for Hartman to get him to pop out.
Now batting number 1, Kyle Gill.
These storms, because of the heat, have been pretty wicked storms too down here in the capital of
hail
Mountain
yesterday.
State.
Downpours.
It's now up to bat is Gill as the pitch from Hartman to Gill, low and away for ball 1. It's Kyle Gill, the right fielder. It's the 1-0 pitch from Hartman. Line drive right to Buber at second base. He makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, great grab there by Buber, right to him. Just had to move over to his right a tad. But things looking good so far for Baden Hartman on the mound.
Yeah, wasn't sure originally off the bat if that one was going to just carry and go over the head potentially of Buber, but eventually saw it just start to drop and land right into his glove. Is now up to bat is Garrett Comer as the first pitch to Comer right at his knees from Hartman for strike 1.
Yeah, obviously it was a 2-1 loss for Post 14 of South Charleston on Wednesday.
Big swing and a miss from Comer for strike 2 as Comer was the winning pitcher in that one.
That's where I was just getting to after letting you say that pitch there. But redemption is on the minds of Post 14 today.
The 0-2 pitch misses low for ball 1. The count now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And it was honestly a great pitching performance by Braden Stoudemire on the mound, as unfortunately just gave up 2 runs and the offense only could muster up 1.
The 1-2 pitch to Comer from Hartman. It's a grounder to the third baseman, Riley Bubb. His fire across the diamond low and off the glove of Reed. So we'll see if that's either ruled an error or if they think he would have beat the throw anyway for an infield single. But nonetheless, with 2 outs, it's Garrett Comer on first.
I feel like that's going to be an error.
Now batting number 14.
He's now up to bat is Eli Schultes.
Ruled a single.
Hartman sets. Wind up and the pitch to Schultes is a fastball high for ball 1. Schultes steps back in. The runner on first, and Comer takes his lead. Hartman looks over his shoulder at Comer. Signs the pitch, and it's a blooper right back to Buber at second. He makes the catch for out number 3. So he was able to do that twice here in the top of the second. This time instead of 3 up, 3 down, it's 4 up, 3 down for South Charleston Post 94. We're still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. Step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is American Legion Baseball right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Do you need a place to go for a quick tobacco, soda, snacks, cigarettes, or beer run? Well, then you're in luck, because Enter and Exit has convenience without the cost. Enter and Exit right off Route 11 is located at 31 Meadow Lane in Martinsburg and soon to be opening in Chambersburg, PA. Enter and Exit is open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. For great convenience without the cost, stop on into Enter and Exit today.
We're back here for the bottom half of the second inning between Berkeley Post 14 and South Charleston Post 94. Still scoreless is up the bat for Berkeley Post 14. The 5-6-7 batter, Sifford, Bubb, and Buber, as the first pitch to Sifford swung on and missed for strike 1.
I did get confirmation from assistant coach Ethan Greenfield that there is no courtesy runners at all for either the pitcher or the catcher.
The 0-1 pitch just misses for ball 1 to Sifford from Nutter. So the count now 1-1. Nutter's 1-1 toss is called strike 2. It's a 1-2 count to Sifford. Pitch from Nutter. Fastball fouled off into the backstop to keep the count at 1-2. As we said, winner of this one will play right after this for the state championship against Morgantown Post 2, as the 1-2 delivery from Nutter, breaking ball just outside for ball 2 to even up the count at 2 apiece.
Well, and the winner automatically advances to the Mid-Atlantic Regional set for next week at Dale Miller Field in Morgantown.
2-2 pitch is a fly ball to right field, hustling over to the center fielder, Kyler Dixon. He slides and makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, what a great sliding grab there. We've seen some great grabs in center field this whole tournament. 2 of them being from Post 14 zone, Jordan Camby.
It's now up to bat Riley Bubb. It's the pitch from Nutter. Just below the knees of Bubb for ball 1. This field, the balls have been carrying, but have not seen a homer yet, as this one caught a strike to Bubb.
I mean, obviously it's going to be a bit bigger than a high school field. It's a college field.
This one, a line drive over the jumping glove of Jordan Mosley at third, down the line into left field for a 1-out single by Bubb. So that's the third hit of the game now for Berkeley Post 14, and up to bat is Carson Buber.
Buber with the gem on the mound, going 6 2/3 last night, giving it his all.
He fouls off the first pitch into the net behind home plate for strike 1. Yeah, he did exactly what you needed him to do against Morgantown yesterday.
And more.
Nutter sets the 0-1 pitch to Buber. It's a grounder down the third baseline. Is it fair? No. They say it just went to the left of that third base bag, so the count 0-2 to Buber. It's hard to tell from our angle, and it doesn't help that it's nothing but black turf pellets that hop up instead of any of that sand. It's this one line drive into center field. It's going to drop down in front of Dixon for a back-to-back singles now for the Hornets.
How about that? 4th hit of the day for Post 14. That's as many hits as they had on Wednesday when they faced Post 94.
So now 1 out, runners on first and second. Braden Stoudemire to the plate for Berkeley Post 14 here against Nutter. The pitch from Nutter inside to Stoudemire for ball 1.
I'm saying that is just the bottom of the 2nd inning here.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch from Nutter to Stoudemire is popped up the right side of the field in shallow right field. Stoudemire slams his bat, and it's an infield fly caught for out number 2 by the second baseman, Hunter McSweeney.
Yeah, it looks like Stoudemire and Canby are sharing bats, perhaps? I believe so. But Stoudemire not happy popping that one up. He wanted to drive a runner home or two.
So with the infield fly, the runners stay put at first and second, and there's 2 outs as the pitch from Nutter to Canby is low for ball 1. Still scoreless, bottom of the 2nd, between South Charleston Post 94 and Berkeley Post 14. The pitch from Nutter misses in for ball 2 to Canby. Bub on second, Boober on first. The pitch from Nutter. Lined right to the second baseman, and 1 hops into the glove of McSweeney. Is throw to first in time for out number 3. So 2 runners unfortunately left stranded here in the bottom of the 2nd for Berkeley Post 14. We head to the top of the 3rd. 0-0 between Post 94 and Berkeley Post 14. We'll take a 1-minute break. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We're back here for the 3rd inning in Charleston, West Virginia for this American Legion Baseball State Tournament. I guess you can call it a semifinal, even though there's still 3 teams remaining, not 4. But it's 0-0 and due up for South Charleston Post 94. It's the 8-9-1 batters in Purdue, McSweeney, and Dixon. Well, so far Berkeley Post 14's had its opportunities with 4 base hits, but have left 3 runners stranded so far through 2. As Hartman sets the windup and the pitch to Purdue, is fouled off for strike 1 behind home plate.
Yeah, I mean, the offense is there a little bit. Obviously, you want to hit with runners in scoring position, but the fact that you have 4 hits already and you had that all game last time against them shows the uptick a little bit. You just need to get runners in.
The 0-1 pitch. This time fouled into the net and snagged off the net by the man on deck, and McSweeney. It's strike 2.
Yeah, McSweeney. So I believe they're number 1, pitcher-wise.
The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball that did not break as much as Hartman wanted to, so it stays inside for a ball. Count now 1-2 as the 1-2 delivery from Hartman. At the knees, they say it was just below the knees for ball 2 to Purdue. So that evens up the count at 2 apiece here to the leadoff batter in the top of the 3rd for South Charleston. Hartman sets the kick and the delivery. Fastball just fouled off by Purdue to stay alive at 2-2. This is the longest at bat now that we will see for a South Charleston player, I believe. As Hartman sets, wind up in the 2-2 pitch. Misses high. The count now full at 3-2. Hartman trying to get his third strikeout of the day. The payoff pitch, high, ball 4, as the release point on that breaking ball was not there again for Hartman. So it's a leadoff walk for Purdue as Hunter McSweeney now up to bat.
Yeah, if you're Hartman, you obviously want to get that strikeout, but you still have a double play in order here. Try to force a ground ball.
As McSweeney steps into the right-handed box, he squares to bunt, but will foul it off into the net behind home plate at strike 1.
I'm not surprised, no outs here, that you try to play a little small ball. With the game, the last game being decided by 1 run between these two teams.
So far for Berkeley Post 14, all but last night's game decided by 1 run. That was a 5-0 win last night against Morgantown, as again McSweeney tries to square to bunt, but he misses it at strike 2.
Probably won't be doing that again.
I'd be surprised if he did, because foul ball on a bunt's a strikeout automatically.
Yep.
Runner on first, Purdue. No balls, 2 strikes as Hartman sets after looking over at Purdue on first. The 0-2 pitch outside to McSweeney for ball 1. As the breeze continues to blow to try to cool everybody off here in Charleston, as today's high, I believe, 91 degrees. 1-2 pitch. Soft grounder down the third baseline. Bub runs forward, only has to play at first. He throws to Reed for that fielder's choice as Purdue goes to second.
Yeah, no option there at second, so you got to get the hitter.
That kind of like the sacrifice bunt that McSweeney was going for, just this time a swinging sacrifice bunt instead of your traditional one, as now we head to the top of the lineup with Dixon to the plate. But first, a brief timeout here as a runner on second, so Landon Sifford goes out to talk with Hartman to go over the pitching call sequence, make sure no signs can be stolen.
Yeah. Getting tongue-tied over there, Colin. It's early.
I was just trying to create words.
It's early.
It's Dixon 0 for 1 today. They'll lead off the first. He grounded out the second. It's Hartman and Sifford are back in their spots. Pitch foul tipped into the glove of Sifford for strike 1 from Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon barely got a piece of that one. Another train approaching.
Yep, you got train tracks to our right, then the null to our left, as this one bunted over to Hartman. He underhand tosses it to Reed for out number 2, but that moves Purdue over to third from second. Unfortunately, Hartman saw that ball because Sifford did not. He thought it was popped up. He was actually running in foul territory in the behind home plate.
Yeah.
Now up to bat is Damian Whitty with 2 outs and a runner on third. It's the pitch from Hartman. Grounded to the shortstop. Stoudemire. His throw to Reed at first. Almost pulled Reed off the bag, but he was able to keep his foot on to end the inning. So the runner on third gets stranded, and we stay scoreless entering the bottom of the third between South Charleston Post 94 and Berkeley Post 14. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming. Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover. So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation. Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back here to Segra Field, a home here at University of Charleston today for American Legion Baseball State Tournament action between South Charleston Post 94 and Berkeley Post 14. Still no runs on the board for either team as we head to the bottom of the third. It's the top of the lineup, Bailey, Hartman, and Reed due up for your Hornets here against Caleb Nutter of South Charleston.
Yeah, as I mentioned last inning, I did get confirmed that in the state tournament there is no courtesy runner for the pitcher. So I would say if we see Bailey getting on, maybe at this point in the game, you maybe play some small ball and see if Hartman can bunt him over.
Leading off number 9.
Bailey, 1 for 1 today. He led off that bottom half of the first with his single right back up the middle. It's the pitch from Nutter to Bailey. Called strike 1 at the shoulders. Bailey steps back into the right-handed box. The 0-1 delivery from Nutter. Breaking ball popped up into foul territory over to the first base dugout. At the fence is the first baseman, Damian Whitty, but it goes into the bullpen for strike 2. So now the count 0-2 to Connor Bailey here against Nutter as the 0-2 pitch from Nutter. Another breaking ball, and it's a hard grounder. Diving forward to the third baseman, however, it goes past him. Scooping it up is the shortstop, Garrett Comer. The throw to first. Not in time, it looks like, as Bailey's safe.
Yeah, here's a situation, as I mentioned, I think maybe you see Hartman get the runner over. So we see a helicopter fly overhead.
As it's another leadoff single for Bailey. It's been hot down here so far in that leadoff spot as the pitch to Hartman. Breaking ball that misses low for ball 1 from Nutter. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses for ball 2 as now Tyler Perdue, the catcher, wants to go out to talk with his pitcher, Caleb Nutter. It's Hartman up. Reed on deck. Bailey on first, nobody out, bottom of the third. Still scoreless between South Charleston Post 94 and Berkeley Post 14. For those just tuning in, winner of this one advances to the Mid-Atlantic Regional and also will play right after this for the state championship against Morgantown Post 2. The pitch to Hartman. It's a grounder to the third baseman, Mosley. He throws to the second baseman, McSweeney, over to first, but it's bobbled by Whitty, so no double play this time, but still the force out at second.
Yeah, and, obviously you probably wanted that to go a different way, maybe Bailey move over because it's a hot one, and now no courtesy runners, so Hartman's going to have to stay out there and run the bases.
So Reed now up to bat. His last time up was that long double into left field that one hopped the fence. Pitch from Nutter. Right at the belt of Reed for strike 1. Nutter sets the 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2 on the outside corner to Reed, so he's now behind 0-2 in the count. It's Hartman on first. 1 out. Reed up the bat. The 0-2 pitch, runner going. It's a hit-and-run situation. Line drive into right field. Rounding second, heading to third is Hartman. The throw's going to be cut off by the shortstop as Reed has a single now to put runners on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the third for Berkeley Post 14.
Now batting number 1, Cam Moore.
Yeah, that's huge. I think the first to third there. And the only thing is you got 1 out here, and Colin Reed has not attempted a stolen base this summer.
First pitch to Moore, caught a strike. And something to note here to keep an eye on next time he's up. Reed, somebody that usually likes to sit back in that batter's box. So the next pitch to Moore actually is popped up here into shallow right center field, backtracking Hunter McSweeney. Second baseman will make the catch for out number 2 to retire Moore. But back to my note here about Reed. He actually took a few steps up in that right-handed box to kind of have better timing on the pitch of Nutter because of just the change in speeds that he's used to.
Also, I think, too, that turf at the back of the box where he likes to line up is kind of loose.
True.
We saw that in the game the other day.
Seen that throughout this entire tournament. But now 2 outs, runners still on the corners for Berkeley post 14, and up to bat is Landon Sifford.
Yeah, Sifford a couple of RBIs the last couple of days. Trying to get some more here.
Nutter sets the pitch to Sifford. Misses low and almost through the legs of Tyler Purdue, the catcher, but he's able to drop down and keep it in front of him. That's ball 1 to Sifford. Sifford 0 for 1. He flew out to center his last time up. The 1-0 pitch from Nutter. High and ducking underneath of it is Sifford so that it doesn't hit him in the helmet. It's ball 2.
He had to really get low for that one.
And he shakes that one off before stepping back into the right-handed box. Nutter sets the 2-0 pitch. Fastball again high. The count now 3-0 to Sifford. Maybe knowing how hot his bat has been, kind of trying to pitch around him here with Bub on deck. It's the 3-0 pitch. Mr. Automatic, it's called strike 1.
Yeah, the old 3-0 automatic.
Runners on the corners. 3-1 pitch from Nutter to Sifford. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. As Nutter is now going after Sifford here with 2 outs. Big opportunity here, the payoff pitch. Foul it off into the backstop. Keep the count full.
Yeah, Reed was going on that one. Obviously here with 2 outs.
It's Reed on first, Hartman on third for Berkeley post 14. Bottom of the third, still scoreless. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nutter on the mound for South Charleston will set. The windup in the pitch to Sifford. That one's rocked into left field. Looking up is Schultes, diving for it, and it misses. Rolls to the wall. 1 run will score. Rounding third, coming home is Reed. The throw past the cutoff man, and it's a base-clearing triple by Landon Sifford here in the bottom of the third to give Berkeley post 14 a 2-0 lead over South Charleston post 94.
And that's what they needed here. They had gotten base runners on. They just couldn't advance them to the plate. And Landon Sifford, have a week, Landon Sifford. He's struggled a little bit throughout the season, but he's had some great hits these last few games.
Now up to bat is Riley Bubb. First pitch misses to Bubb for a ball. The 1-0 is a line drive up the middle. It drops down for a hit. That's going to score Sifford, and it goes past the center fielder to the right fielder. So sliding in now is Bubb to second with 2 outs here.
Yeah, that's huge. Keep the line moving if you're post 14. You got 2 outs, so 2 outs here. You can keep the line moving is huge.
Buber up to bat. It's 3-0 now. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. We have now seen 7 base hits in this game for Berkeley post 14.
And Nutter's pitch count now up to 46. Elevating it slightly in this inning.
Pitch to Buber. Breaking ball misses inside for ball 1 from Nutter. Buber 1 for 1 today. He's singled as this one fouled off for strike 1. You have Stoudemire on deck. Bubb, the base runner on second. The pitch from Nutter again fouled off by Buber. Now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nutter sets on the mound. Wind up in the 1-2 pitch. Low off the glove of Purdue, and it rolls over right in front of us. That's going to allow Bubb to head to third.
Yeah, that's huge. 90 feet away from making it 4-0.
Count now 2-2 to Carson Buber.
Now up to 50 pitches for Nutter.
2-2 pitch from Nutter. Breaking ball outside for ball 3.
Great take by Buber there on the outside. Just let it go by him.
Here comes Nutter's payoff pitch. It's popped up into foul territory, and that one's going to go out of play. Keep the count full.
Yeah, giving Baden Hartman, who had to run the bases, a little break in the dugout as they continue this inning.
Another 3-2 pitch, and that one fouled down the third baseline and way out of play. So Buber trying to battle here with Bub on third, and a 3-0 lead for Berkeley Post 14 here in the bottom of the third over South Charleston Post 94. Pitch from Caleb Nutter. High ball 4 to walk Buber down to first base to put runners on the corners now with 2 outs, and up to bat is Braden Stoudemire.
Yeah, huge. This line just keeps moving.
Now batting
Has
number 6, Braden Stoudemire.
got a mound visit upcoming for Post 94.
Yep, timeout here, and we'll see if it's the end, potentially.
I don't believe
Caleb
so.
Nutter. No action in their bullpen, however. Nutter did take his glove off, but the ball staying inside the glove while he puts it back on, so it looks like it's just trying to calm down Caleb Nutter out there as he's over 50 pitches and has seen a lot of damage done here in this inning so far from Berkeley Post 14.
Yeah, and up to the plate next is Braden Stoudemire, who is a little frustrated after his last at-bat, getting in his head slightly. Hopefully he can get out of his head and keep this line moving for Post 14.
Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. You have Bub on third and Buber at first. So far, we have seen 4 base hits this inning for Berkeley Post 14 to make it 8 total here through 2 2/3 innings. Nutter throws over to first to try to pick off Buber, but Buber just takes a few steps over and steps on the bag safe. Pitch to Stoudemire. Low as Buber going to go to second, throw to third, almost got Bub, but he slides in just safe before the tag. So now runners on second and third, and a 1-0 count to Stoudemire. Nutter sets, 1-0 pitch, called strike 1 at the chest of Stoudemire. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nutter sets, kick and the delivery. Breaking ball that misses low for ball 2. Eighth batter so far this half inning for Berkeley Post 14, and Stoudemire up to bat. The 2-1 pitch, high for ball 3. Now you see some movement over in the bullpen for South Charleston Post 94. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Nutter sets the pitch to Stoudemire. Fastball on the inside corner. It's called strike 2 to fill the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Great job by Nutter there to paint it. Not really a place where Stoudemire is going to swing.
3-2 pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat. Stoudemire goes over to the first base side and out of play. Nutter takes a deep breath, sets on the rubber. 3-2 pitch to Stoudemire. Again, fouled off to the same spot. Count remains 3-2.
Nutter's pitch count now elevated to 60 as they get somebody warming in the bullpen.
Yeah, so that's now 33 pitches here this inning.
Huge.
3-2 pitch. High and outside, it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks now as the base is loaded here with 2 outs for Berkeley Post 14 in the bottom of the third, trying to tack on to its 3-0 lead here over South Charleston as Jordan Canby up to bat.
Yeah, it's huge for Post 14. They could break this game open here.
Pitch to Canby from Nutter, called strike 1.
Obviously, you know the leadoff hitter in Canby's going to take some pitches, see what he can see from Nutter, and extend the pitch count.
A 1 pitch misses just outside for a ball. The count now 1-1 to Canby. It's Bub on third, Buber on second, Stoudemire on first. The pitch from Nutter. high and inside, almost hit Canby, but he was able to back away. The count now 2-1.
Yeah, it seems like all summer in high school season, Canby's been a magnet to getting hit.
2-1 pitch, fouled off over towards the light pole that we saw be hit twice yesterday, but it misses it. The count now 2-2.
A little breeze coming in here.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a storm. That's what I'm worried about. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nutter's pitch to Canby. Called strike 3. Canby goes down looking to end this long bottom of the third. Leave 3 runners stranded. However, 3 did cross the plate, so Berkeley Post 14 leads 3-0 over South Charleston Post 94. We'll head to the 4th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
We welcome you back as it's a 3-0 lead here entering the 4th for Berkeley Post 14 over South Charleston Post 94. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Spencer Dupuis, Dylan Bishop, our cameraman. Back in the studios, Nick Verzolini.
Leading off number 11, Caleb Nutter.
After that long inning on the mound for Caleb Nutter, he's now up to bat for the 3-4-5 batters due up here in the 4th for South Charleston as Hartman sets the windup and the pitch to Nutter. Misses just outside for ball 1.
Yeah, we saw somebody warming in the pin, no longer warming in the pin. Interesting to see what happens going into the next inning.
1-0 pitch from Hartman just below the knees for ball 2.
Also interesting to see for Hartman, obviously he ran the bases. Then he got a little extended period of time, I think, compared to what he's gotten to sit down.
2-0 pitch. It's a fly ball to left, running forward and almost stumbling, but he's able to keep his balance and make the catch, that being Connor Bailey for out number 1.
A great snag by Connor Bailey coming up on it. There's Hartman now up to 41, 42 pitches.
Now up to bats Jordan Mosley with 1 out. Hartman sets the windup and the pitch. Beautiful breaking ball called strike 1 to Mosley. So that one froze him at the plate. No balls, 1 strike. 0-1 pitch from Hartman. Another breaking ball, tried to get Mosley to chase, but he holds the bat back. It misses low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Wind up and the pitch from Hartman. Fastball, fly ball into right center field. Canby on his horse trying to get there. Moore just misses it to call off Canby. The throw, the second, won't be in time as sliding in safe is Mosley with a 1-out double.
Yeah, huge there for Post 94 to get a man in scoring position.
Yeah, that just their second base hit of the afternoon, but beautifully placed in that right center gap in between Canby and Moore. Neither could get to it. It's now up to bat is Gill. Hartman looks at the runner behind him. Now look back to Gill. The pitch low for ball 1. Gill steps out of the right-handed box before stepping back in to look over for the signal from his third base coach. Hartman sets a 1-0 pitch to Gill. Breaking ball at the belt, called a strike to Gill to even up the count at 1-1. Gill 0 for 1 so far. He lined out to Buber at second. His only time up. It's the 1-1 pitch from Hartman. A fastball called strike 2 to Gill. Hartman doing really well so far today with changing the speeds to fool these hitters of post 94.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hartman sets on the rubber. And a timeout called by Gill. Mosley on second after his double. Takes his lead. Hartman looking at him, trying to keep him close. The 1-2 pitch. Did he go? No. They say that Gill checked his swing, so the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hartman trying to get his 3rd strikeout here for Berkeley post 14. The pitch is a grounder off the mound and takes an awkward hop, but Stoudemire able to field it at short. Throws to Reed at first for the out as Mosley goes to 3rd.
Yeah, that's huge, I think, to get that out off that weird bounce. And once again, we see a runner on 3rd for post 94, but with 2 outs. So if you're Baden Hartman, you know you need to continue to lock in here.
Garrett Comer stepping up to the plate for South Charleston post 94. And he has the other base hit for them with the single coming in that 2nd inning as the pitch from Hartman. It's a soft grounder to Bub at 3rd. He scoops it off the turf. His throw, though, over Reed, and he goes down hurt. The ball over at the bullpen, now running Forts Buber, and that'll score a run. Reed slow to get up, looks to be okay as he landed awkwardly after jumping up. Looks like they're going to go check on him. Hopefully nothing too bad.
Yeah.
But now it's a 3-1 game with 2 outs and Comer on second after the throwing error from Riley Bubb.
Hopefully Colin Reed can shake it off. You always have Ruest that can come in and play first as well if need be. But Reed looks to be okay. Trainer, I believe there's a trainer here. Came out to check as well.
Yeah, but he looks like Reed will stay in the game, but just frustrating there because he had the easy opportunity to get out of the inning, but throwing error there by Riley Bubb allows to run the score to cut the deficit here in the top of the 4th at 2.
And the runner moves into scoring position at 2nd.
So now Eli Schultes up to bat for South Charleston here against Baden Hartman. Pitch, fastball high for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Comer taking a lengthy lead over at 2nd. Pitch from Hartman. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Schultes tried to golf that one into fair territory. Hartman sets. 1-1 pitch. Misses outside for ball 2. South Charleston trying to rally back after allowing 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. So far they have 1 here in the top of the 4th. And a runner in scoring position at 2nd. Pitch from Hartman. Another swing and a miss for strike 2 from Eli Schultes. He likes that low fastball, but just can't make contact.
Be huge for Hartman here in the 2-2 count.
Hartman checks the runner behind him. Wind up in the 2-2 pitch. Just missed for ball 3.
Yeah, just high and outside.
Count 3-2. 2 outs. Hartman trying to get out of this one. Not allowing any more damage as a timeout called by Schultes first. Schultes 0 for 1. He lined out to the second baseman to end that 2nd inning. 3-2 pitch. Popped up over to the first base dugout. That's going to hit the fence and land foul.
Yeah, Reed was chasing and then he got the painted line here. Not too sure what this line is for.
Not sure either. But 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Line drive. The center field. It's going to bounce in front of Canby. Canby throw to home, going to be close. The tag not in time, as coming home to score is Comer, and heading to second with a double is Schultes. And here in the fourth, it's now 3-2 between Berkeley Post 14 and South Charleston Post 94. So only a one-run lead now for Berkeley Post 14.
Number 9, Tyler Purdue.
Is up to bat is Tyler Purdue. Unfortunately, both runs unearned here. Charged to Baden Hartman. Pitch, big swing and a miss from Purdue on the fastball. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on second. Pitch from Hartman. Grounded foul down the third baseline. The count now, no balls and 2 strikes to Purdue. Purdue walked his last time up, then was stranded at third. They're in the top of the third inning. Hartman taking his time out on the mound. Shaking off the call originally from Sifford. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball. Fly ball into shallow right field. That one's going to be caught by the second baseman, Buber, to end the inning. So 2 runs cross here for South Charleston Post 94 in the top of the fourth. They now make it a 3-2 lead for Berkeley Post 14. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back as we are now in the bottom of the fourth here at Segra Field at the Welch Athletic Complex for University of Charleston for American Legion Baseball state tournament action. It's 3-2 now. Berkeley Post 14 still on top of South Charleston Post 94. Post 94 able to score 2 here in the top of the fourth to cut the deficit to 1. Just like last inning, it's the top of the lineup. Bailey, Hartman, Reed due up for Berkeley Post 14 as the pitch from Nutter.
Number 9, Connor Bailey.
Miss it, or called strike 1. Excuse me.
Yeah, back to the top of the order here for Post 14.
The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball low for a ball. So now the count 1-1. Bailey 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. 1-1 pitch. Popped up in foul territory over on the first base side, and looking up, making the catch in foul territory will be the first baseman, Damian Whitty, for out number 1. Now up to bat is Baden Hartman.
Now batting, number 13, Baden Hartman.
Hartman had the 6-3 double play his first time up, and then a 5-4 fielder's choice his last time up as the breaking ball from Nutter at the knees of Hartman called strike 1. Hartman on that fielder's choice, though, was the runner to advance safely and then later came home to score as this one blooped into right field, but it's going to stay up, and Kyle Gill makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here on 5 pitches will bring up Colin Reed.
Colin Reed, as we mentioned earlier, if you're just tuning in, he actually left, I believe, yesterday morning or Thursday night to go home because he had a wedding he had to be in for a family member. They won last night. I guess they texted in their group chat, and Caleb Fletcher also went home because his arm was burned for the rest of the tournament. And they decided last night that Caleb was going to drive them back this morning at 5:30. Made it about, at about 10:30, 10:45 here this morning.
First pitch to Reed from Nutter, called strike one. The 0-1 pitch.
That hits him.
Pitch Reed as he drops down to a knee. And we know he was a little shook up earlier after he had to jump up to try to make the play at first. That was the throwing error by Bub. And now he's slow to get up here after being hit by a pitch. So with 2 outs, Reed, we'll see if he stays in the game or not. As the trainer comes out to check, and it looks like he's okay, so he'll make his way over to first, and Cam Moore will be up to bat. Trainer going to walk with him just to make sure that he makes it all the way without any issues. Kind of can see a little limp there in that left leg, but looks to be okay.
Yeah.
As Cam Moore steps into the left-handed box here against Nutter. Nutter sets. The windup and the pitch to Moore. Fastball at the knees, called strike one. Moore so far in this one 0 for 2. The 0-1 pitch. Misses inside for a ball. So far he's flown out to left and popped up to second. 1-1 pitch. Grounder to the first baseman. Moore hustling over. Can he beat him to the bag? No, as Damian Whitty steps on the bag first to end the inning. So it remains 3-2 at the end of 4. And we'll head to the 5th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Join us at the Berkeley County Youth Fair for 8 action-packed days of fun for the whole family August 5th through August 12th. We're excited to welcome back Cole Amusement Company for our daily carnival. That's right, we said daily, because the carnival will be open every single day of the fair this year. And don't forget, you can skip the line and buy your tickets online at colerides.com. Follow us on Facebook for Fair Week updates or download the new BCYF app. We'll see you at the Berkeley County Youth Fair.
We're back here, entering the 5th inning now between Berkeley Post 14 and South Charleston Post 94, as Berkeley Post 14 currently clinging on to a 3-2 lead, as the 9-1-2 batters McSweeney, Dixon, and Whitty will be due up for Post 94. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 alongside me, Spencer Dupuis. Dylan Bishop's our cameraman, and back at the studio is Nick Verzolini.
60 pitches coming into the inning for Baden Hartman, and kind of projects you out here if you can keep your average that you can at least go 6 innings with Hartman. And then potentially, depending on how they're feeling, maybe Trevor shut the door more if they still have the lead.
Hunter McSweeney.
Hunter McSweeney will step into the box. Winner of this game will advance to the Mid-Atlantic Regional no matter what, even if they lose the next game of the state championship against Morgantown, because Morgantown hosting the regional will automatically go, which means somebody else from this tournament gets to join them, as the first pitch called a strike to McSweeney, as the 0-1 pitch now misses outside, the count 1-1.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure, depending on this game time. We're about an hour and 5 minutes into the game.
1-1 pitch, line drive down the first baseline. It lands fair, and that's a leadoff single for Hunter McSweeney.
in the top of the 5th inning here. It says 3 o'clock. I'm not too sure I guess it would depend on when Morgantown gets here for the game. Right as I say that, Morgantown post 2 players pop up behind us. So maybe they'll go 45 minutes after the conclusion if it's earlier than 2:15.
Now up to bats Dixon as the pitch from Hartman misses for a ball to Dixon. Nobody out, runner on first in a 1-run ball game as Berkeley Post 14 leads 3-2 over South Charleston here in the top of the 5th. Pitch from Hartman popped up, foul over the first base dugout. Now to play the count, now 1-1 to Dixon. Dixon, so far in his 2 plate appearances, has grounded out to second and then hit into a 1-3 fielder's choice as well. Hartman sets a 1-1 pitch. He squares to bunt, but pulls the bat back as the pitch misses for a ball. So the count now 2-1 to Dixon. Hartman looks over his shoulder at the runner, the 2-1 pitch. Another squaring up the bunt, and that goes down the first base line, tagging him out as Reed. The throw to second, sliding back in, almost getting him, but however, it was McSweeney safe as he rounded second, but then almost got caught, and for a brief second, his right hand that was on the bag came off, but the tag was not there yet from Buber. So the sack bunt of Dixon works.
Great awareness there by Reed to at least see what was going on over there at second and throw over.
Now up to bat is Whitty. 1 out and runner on second as the pitch from Hartman misses outside to Whitty for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Sweeney on second. So Hartman looks at him. Wind up in the pitch. It's a grounder to the left side of the infield. No throw to third, to throw over to first. Not in time, they say.
Little hesitation there from Stoudemire on the throw.
Yeah, it's tough for Stoudemire because it was to the left side of the infield. However, Bub was not over ready to cover third. So now still 1 out and runners on the corners for South Charleston. Up to bat is Caleb Nutter. Pitch from Hartman, runner going, swing and a miss. The throw to second will get him. He's out for out number 2, and the runner stays put at third.
That's huge.
So Whitty caught stealing on the great throw by Sifford that for a brief second looked like it was about to be cut off by Stoudemire, but he let it go to Buber.
Not too sure. Maybe I think the on-plate umpire was checking.
South Charleston, I think, was trying to appeal, and it was confirmed, it looks like. So 1 ball, no strike to Nutter. 2 outs, runner on third. Hartman sets. 1-0 pitch to Nutter. Breaking ball high for ball 2.
Be huge here if Hartman can get out of this inning unscathed. Go into the 6th.
Wind up and the pitch. Pop up. It's in fair territory. Going to be a tough play here for Connor Bailey at the third baseline. He makes the catch to end the inning. So bullet dodged there for Berkeley Post 14 as we head now into the bottom of the 5th. Still at a 3-2 lead over South Charleston for the Hornets. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
We welcome you back here to Segra Field as we are now heading to the bottom of the fifth between Berkeley Post 14 and South Charleston Post 94, as it's a 3-2 lead for Berkeley Post 14. Due up for them also, Sifford, Bub, Buber, the 5-6-7 batters here against South Charleston's Caleb Nutter.
Yeah, it looks like Trevor Shut the Door Bohr has just made his way to the bullpen, assuming that's just a start stretching, getting ready. In the event he might have to come in for a 4 or 5 out save.
Sifford, his last time up, had the 2 RBI triple. It's the first pitch from Nutter. Low for ball 1 to Sifford. It's the 1-0 pitch. Again, a fastball low for ball 2 as that one actually goes past Purdue and into the backstop, so he'll just get a new baseball. So they wait for Bub and the on-deck circle to go retrieve the ball and then go back. 2 balls, no strikes to Sifford. Pitch. Caught a strike from Nutter's hand. Count now 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Fly ball to center field should be playable as Kyler Dixon makes the catch for the out. That'll now bring up Riley Bubb, who is 2 for 2 today with a single and a double.
Now batting number 11, Riley Bubb.
Pitch from Nutter to Bubb. It's a grounder to the shortstop. Comer's throw to first for out number 2. So, again, just like the fourth, 2 quick outs.
Yeah, 2 quick outs here, bottom 5.
Now batting number 2, Carson Buer.
It's Carson Buber now up to bat. Buber is singled and walked so far. Pitch. Up and in to Buber. Misses for ball 1.
He's got to bend down to get out of the way of that one.
It's the pitch from Nutter. Fly ball down the third baseline. It goes into foul territory, but Jordan Mosley, the third baseman, look up and make the catch to end the inning. So quickly, 3 up, 3 down goes Berkeley Post 14 here quietly in the bottom of the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th, where it's still 3-2. Post 14 on top of South Charleston Post 94. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 1 minute.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Heading to the top of the 6th now. Still 3-2 lead for Berkeley Post 14 over South Charleston Post 94. It's the heart of the lineup will be due up for Post 94. The 4, 5, 6 batters in Mosley, Gill, and Comer. As Berkeley Post 14 went 3 up, 3 down, and it only took 7 pitchers for Caleb Nutter that half inning.
Yeah, as Post 94 down to their final 6 outs in this one. Just trailing by 1.
It's Mosley so far 1 for 2 today as he gets ready to step up to the plate here against Baden Hartman.
Chase Herndon now making his way to the bullpen as well, so you got 2 options as you have throughout the last couple of days.
Yep, we've seen him as well as Trevor Bohr now as Hartman gets ready here against Mosley. The pitch high for a ball to start off the top of the 6th. .1-0 pitch from Hartman. Just misses the knees of Mosley for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes now to Mosley from Hartman. Hartman sets out on the mound, the windup and the pitch. Again, called low for ball 3.
Yeah, tough there. 3 straight balls to start out the inning for Hartman.
3-0 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. The count now 3-1 to Mosley. Hartman's 3-1 pitch to Mosley. Fastball called strike 2 as Mosley's bat never left his shoulder.
Yeah, great to see Hartman battle back here.
Payoff pitch from Baden Hartman to Mosley. Foul it off into the net behind home plate and will reset. Three balls and 2 strikes here to the leadoff batter in the top of the 6th for South Charleston. The pitch from Hartman. Popped up. Foul territory down the third baseline. Bub makes the catch over towards the third base coaching box for out number 1.
Yeah, Hartman now nearing 80 pitches.
Number 1, Kyle Gill.
But gets the first out of the inning.
It's now up to bats Kyle Gill. Gill over 2 today. He's lined out to second and then grounded out to short. It's the pitch from Hartman to Gill. It's high for ball 1.
And I would just imagine for Hartman, if he's able to get out of the inning, this is his last inning.
This one check swing, but hits the bat of Gill and goes foul over to the first base dugout. So the count now 1-1. It's unlucky there for Gill. Tried to check swing, but still made contact as the 1-1 pitch from Hartman hops right in front of home plate. Ball 2.
Kind of seems like Hartman running a little bit out of gas here. Tough turnaround for the whole post-14 team.
2-1 pitch just misses for ball 3. So now 3-1 count to Gill. You have Comer on deck, shoulders in the hole. Those are the 2 guys who were able to spark the rally there in the 4th to score the 2 runs for South Charleston. As this one a grounder down the third baseline, it stays fair. Bub scoops it up, fires it across the diamond to first, and that's out number 2 as Reed stretches out and makes the catch.
Huge there to get out number 2, not put a runner on.
And everybody for Berkeley Post 14 holding their breath on that one, as I've already seen an error for that same situation. But now 2 outs, nobody on, and Garrett Comer to the plate. And he's the one that actually was the one to advance on that error.
Yeah.
The pitch fouled off by Comer for strike 1. Again, the winner of this game will play immediately afterwards for the state championship against Morgantown Post 2. And also, no matter what, will qualify for the Mid-Atlantic Regional next week in Morgantown. As the pitch called strike 2 to Comer, so the count now 0-2.
Great outing today by Baden Hartman, coming in off of only pitching 1 outing prior to last night.
The 0-2 delivery popped up into the middle of the infield. Hartman going to call everybody off, look up, and make the catch himself to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 6th. Goes South Charleston Post 94 as Berkeley Post 14 still hanging on to its 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th after this 1-minute break. You're tuned into American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back here as we are now entering the bottom of the 6th inning. As due up the 8-9-1 batters, Stottlemyre, Canby, and Bailey for Berkeley Post 14 as they currently lead South Charleston Post 94 3-2.
Yeah, obviously this game kind of the opposite of the last time these two teams matched up on, what was that, Wednesday?
Yes.
On Wednesday, and Berkeley Post 14 now heads in with the lead, looking for an insurance run or two here. With two guys available coming from the bullpen in either Trevor Shut-the-Door-Bohr or Chase Herndon.
Pitch from Nutter to Stottlemyre, misses for ball 1. 1-0 pitch now to Stottlemyre. Right at the knees, called a strike to even up the count at 1 apiece. It's Nutter working quickly as Stottlemyre steps back into the right-handed box. Wind up in the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball lined right to the second baseman. He jumps up to make the catch just under McSweeney for out number 1.
Batting number 10, Jordan Canby.
It's now up to bats Jordan Canby, as Canby using the same bat as Stottlemyre, so our bat boy does not get to do his job.
Well, he kind of does, because Canby drops the bat he was using on the on-deck circle.
It's true, as the pitch to Canby caught strike 1 from Nutter. The 0-1 pitch now. Just hits the outside corner. It's called strike 2. Nutter really has settled in here since the long 3rd inning and has done well against Berkeley Post 14 as the 0-2 pitch, a grounder to the shortstop, throw to first, scooped up off the turf by Damian Whitty from the throw of Garrett Comer for out number 2. So there in that 3rd, everybody hit around, but since then in the 4th, he was able to go 4 up, 3 down. In the 5th, 3 up, 3 down. And now here in the 6th, with 2 outs and Bailey up the bat, almost another opportunity to force Berkeley Post 14 to go 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah.
The pitch from Nutter to Bailey on the inside corner called a strike.
It looks like Hartman will hit if they get to the next hitter in the order.
Wind up and the pitch. That one misses for a ball. Just me, or did I get louder?
I think you did there, Colin.
It's the 1-1 pitch. This is for ball 2. Got now 2-1. Strange.
I don't know.
Didn't touch anything, but the 2-1 pitch now from Nutter. Inside to Bailey for ball 3. Maybe the heat getting to it a little bit, kind of making it act up, but the 3-1 pitch now. Misses high for ball 4, so that walks Bailey to bring up Hartman. So 2 outs and a runner on first now here in the bottom of the 6th. Post 14 with one last opportunity to try to add on some insurance runs.
Yeah, and who...
Nutter sends the pitch to Hartman. Soft grounder to the shortstop, and he's going to step on second to end the inning. So it remains 3-2. Berkeley Post 14 leads South Charleston as we head now to the top of the 7th, where South Charleston will be down final 3 outs of the game. So don't go anywhere. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
That was
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Sunglasses not included.
WVU Medicine welcomes 10 new providers to our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Health Associates East. 2 hospitalists, Dr. Vamsi Amanchi and Dr. Aparna Bahara. 5 providers in emergency medicine, Dr. Douglas Binkelman, Dr. Michael McCullough, Dr. Melissa Natali, and nurse practitioners Sylvia Purdy and Leslie Purcell. And 3 specialists, Dr. William Ware, pediatrics, nurse practitioners Brittany Johnson, OBGYN, and Kristen Renzi, cardiology. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Post 14, they need 3 outs to win and head to the state championship game against Morgantown Post 2 and also automatically qualify for the Mid-Atlantic Regional.
And the story of the last 2 games has been the pitching Post 14's gotten out of Carson Buber, and now today, Baden Hartman, who's coming back out, only giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, none earned, walking just 1 while striking out 2.
And he faces the bottom of the lineup as the first pitch from Hartman to Schultes caught a strike to start off the top of the 7th.
And this is huge here because if you can get him to go the 7, you'll have a full bullpen in case something were to happen with Myers and he were to struggle.
Fastball popped up as this one looked up for and caught by Baden Hartman for out number 1. As apologies there, not sure what happened to my audio, kind of just went out on itself. Not sure how our equipment maybe is doing, but we'll do our best to cool it down here in between, hopefully for next game, if there is one, as up to bat is Purdue. Hartman sets, pitch, high for a ball. Something that we have not noted yet, but we noted the last time these 2 teams played. South Charleston's the defending state champions.
Yeah.
So to eliminate them would be huge as the pitch. Grounder to the bub at third. It's in fair territory. A long throw across the diamond. High. Did Reed stay on? They say he did for out number 2.
That is huge. Riley Bubb, that 3rd and 4 or the 3rd and shortstop, they've had their struggles this season if you look at the errors, but for them to come in huge these last couple innings, big. That was one in my head. I kind of thought maybe you just hold it and let him be on.
So now, 1 out away from the state championships, Berkeley Post 14. The pitch to McSweeney from Hartman, called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. The pitch from Hartman. Big swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Called strike 2 to McSweeney. So now 1 more strike needed for Berkeley Post 14. Hartman gets a new ball. Step up on the mound here against McSweeney. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball down the first base line. It's going to be a tough play. Can Buber get there? He does. Makes the catch. 3-2 win. Berkeley Post 14 over South Charleston Post 94. And they clinch a spot in the Mid-Atlantic tournament next week and also a spot in the state championship game against Morgantown Post 2 right after this. What a game and what an outing by Baden Hartman out on the mound, Spencer.
I mean, you can't say enough about the pitching Post 14's got in the last, really, what is it, the last 18 hours? I mean, both guys nearly go the distance, and I guess technically in the last 12 hours, or 14, 15 hours, Baden Hartman has gone 7 1/3 innings.
What a job by him as we now step aside here. We'll take a 1-minute break and then come back and have a quick post-game show as
they
we
just announced a 2:15 start time for the state championship.
Just got word there, but let's step aside again, take a 1-minute break. Again, your final score, Berkeley Post 14-3, South Charleston Post 94-2. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 1 minute.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back here to Segra Field at the Welch Athletic Complex for University of Charleston. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Spencer Dupuis for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman, back in the studio. Nick Verzolini as Berkeley Post 14 gets the win over South Charleston Post 94, 3-2, which means Post 14 will be playing for the state championship here at 2:15 this afternoon, and also clinches a spot in the regional tournament next week in Morgantown. What a game, Spencer.
Are now trying to go for the West Virginia American Legion sweep of the state tournaments, as the junior team won last Sunday, and they're trying to get, or 2 Sundays ago, they're trying to get it done today. And I think just the last 2 outings pitching-wise for Post 14 has been what has got it done. The consistency you've had not having to go to your bullpen, because if something happens this game, you have at least three guys you can go to. And that's the biggest part of it. But it's the timely hitting when needed, and the defense coming in clutch at the end. Unfortunately they had that error and then that close ball at first. But just a good hitting day for a team that only mustered up, I think it was 4 hits. They doubled that output the last time they played South Charleston to 8 today, and they only struck out once.
Yeah, let's now take a look at these stats, as our soundboard's still causing my volume to have some issues here. So hopefully quickly here we can go so that we can get everything cooled off. But for Berkeley Post 14, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 8 left on base. And just to go quickly, probably only going to give you the pitching stats here for Baden Hartman, who gets the win. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And let's see who got some RBIs. Give them a shout out, as Landon Sifford had a 2 RBI day. Bub had a 1 RBI day as well. And then for South Charleston Post 94, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 4 left stranded for them, as Caleb Nutter gets the loss, going 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, all of them earned, 8 hits, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Just because of the heat, I know typically we give you a little bit more in the post game, but still have a full broadcast to do for the state championship, so I want to make sure our equipment will stay for that. So we're going to end things here. Again, 2:15 is your scheduled first pitch for the state championship between Berkeley Post 14 and Morgantown Post 2, so we'll be on around 2 o'clock for the broadcast of that one. But for Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, Spencer Dupuis, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off here for this one, as Berkeley Post 14 gets the 3-2 win over South Charleston Post 94.
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at talkradiowrnr.com.